can't talk about the game without talking about our quarterback. I mean, he just shut a lot of people up tonight, so I'm really happy for him.
Yeah, he really did, Mike. The rest of this video should just be silent, because he shut me up too. The Seahawks beat the LA Rams to advance to Super Bowl 60 on the backs of this elite defense, Sam Darnold, JSN, and Klint Kubiak. I think Klint Kubiak will be a head coach this year or next year is one of the keys for Seattle in this game. Kubiak is one of the best play callers in the league, finding innovative ways to get his guys the ball, but he's a tough matchup with this Patriots defense. However, plays like the JSN touchdown make me believe he can outcoach the New England unit. The Rams love to run quarters with two high safeties and the outside corners playing off coverage in the red zone. One way to beat quarters coverage is the scissors concept. The outside receiver runs a post, inside receiver runs a corner route. It puts every defender in a tough spot, having to pass off routes, and there are a lot of miscommunications on this concept, and just responsibilities that don't really work against scissors. But what you don't expect is for JSN to be the one running the corner out of the backfield. The linebacker here, who is matched up with JSN, is used to having to pass up this route to one of the DBs behind him, but in this case, Shaheed takes up both the corner and the safety, and Cooper Kupp took the flat defender, leaving nobody there to cover the front corner of the end zone. The Rams had no chance on this play. Seattle had never shown that route concept off that look, leading it to being a wide open touchdown as nobody on LA was prepared. Kubiak's a genius. You get guys out of the backfield to run the corner out there, while Shaheed has already taken up the two deep defenders because they didn't see a corner route coming from out of the backfield, because it's literally never happened. We know that Klint Kubiak will be able to show this off against the Patriots. The Patriots were a team that played a lot of man coverage in the regular season, but in the playoffs, they're playing a lot more split field coverages with two high safeties and quarters, as Cody Alexander of Match Quarters told me that they ran too high against the Broncos over 50%, the Texans 60%, the Chargers just under 50% defensive snaps, way higher than the regular season averages. And Sam Darnold struggled against one type of two high safety coverage, cover 2, in the regular season, but not against LA. In this play, the Rams come out in a man look and show it all the way until the snap as seen by Quentin Lake following Cooper Kupp on the motion. The LA had disguised their defensive looks all game long. The play before was a quarters look that ended up being cover 2, and Sam Darnold almost threw a pick. But back to this play. At the snap, Kupp is going to run vertical, and this takes the deep safety on that side out of the middle of the field. Shaheed is going to run a deep dig, which again keeps the other safety from going to the middle of the field as they have to look out for the guys on their area. And the hook zone linebacker stays down to cover that deep dig as well. And what does this do? It allows JSN to get open on this corner post route, because each safety had to respect the routes on their side, and they thought that JSN might have been running that corner route, which the safety that was guarding Cooper Kupp would have been there for. But this leaves JSN wide open when he makes the inside cut on the post, with Cam Curl having to turn his whole body around to try to get back to the ball, and Cameron Kitchens reacted too late to get back as well. It's not the best throw by Darnold, but a 42-yard gain for Seattle. And plays like this are great cover 2 beaters. There's two ways to beat cover 2. Deep down the middle of the field or towards the sideline between the hole shot of the flat defender and the deep zone safety. You get both safeties to go to other responsibilities, and you'll get JSN wide open. If you think JSN will go higher on his receiving yards or Sam Darnold higher on his passing yards, there's no better place to play those in an entry than Underdog. Underdog is the best and easiest place to play fantasy sports. All you have to do is pick higher or lower on 2 to 8 of your favorite players' projections, and you can win up to 5,000 times your money. The big game is coming up, as we've been talking about all video, and they're going to have a ton of promotions for it, like profit boosts, gimme picks, all that. But even better, when you sign up with code Fanatics and play your first $5, you get $75 in bonus fantasy entries and a gimme pick. Again, that is code Fanatics for $75 in bonus fantasy entries and a gimme pick when you play your first $5 on top of all the promos they always have. They saw similar success on the touchdown to Jake Bobo. It's the same route by Jake as on the previous play we just saw, and no linebacker gets too deep on this play. Darnold, who has not been great against pressure during the regular season, but solid in the postseason, stands in the pocket, takes the hit from the pressure coming off the blitz, and delivers a strike to Jake Bobo. Kubiak knows when cover 2 is coming, and has a plan every time it's a post-snap coverage. I feel like the most people think that the Patriots will run a lot of man coverage in the Super Bowl, which they did in the regular season, for good reason. How the Patriots probably will play JSN is bracket him, and have one-on-ones on everybody else, basically force everyone else to beat you. But Cooper Kupp and Rashid Shaheed can beat one-on-one man coverage. Cooper Kupp may not be the same receiver he once used to be, but he's still a solid weapon that can beat man coverage, as seen on this play against the 49ers. Kupp attacks the inside off the snap and is staggering his steps throughout the route. Takes one step to the outside near the top of his route. This forces Upton Stout, all-time name by the way, to open his hips to the inside, giving Kupp the ability to cross his body back outside, but but he doesn't just cut out on his out route immediately. He keeps running vertical for 2 steps, then cuts outside, leaving Stout in horrible position to make a play on this ball. It's a first down for Seattle on 2nd and 13. Kubiak can draw up man beaters for him and Shaheed, and Jaxon is going to do his thing too. He didn't lead the league in yards for no reason. Even with all the attention going to him every game, he led the league in yards per route run versus man at 4.41. But the offense isn't the only reason they could beat the Patriots, because Mike Macdonald leads one of the best defenses in the league. Throughout the regular season, they were first in EPA per play, first in DVOA, and were especially good at stopping the run, being first in rush EPA as well. But something they are really good at is playing scrambling quarterbacks. Per Aaron Schatz of FTN, the Seahawks were second in DVOA when opposing quarterbacks scrambled, and quarterbacks are averaging just 6.9 yards per scramble with a 50% success rate, which is well below the averages of 7.5 and 59%. Drake hasn't played too well in the playoffs, we all know this, but one thing he's been great at is scrambling and picking up first downs with his legs. The physical defenders of Seattle crash down when they see the quarterback scrambling outside the pocket, usually leading to short gain or a throwaway. They hold their edges, make them run out, and then cover well enough downfield that they have no read, and they also have nowhere to run to because they have guys close to the line of scrimmage ready to force him out of bounds or a slide. If they can keep Drake from extending plays with his legs, this game is basically over. While they may not have the best pass rush in the league, they have a solid enough unit to disrupt this bad offensive line, and with the coverage they'll have in the back end, they'll end up getting to May. And the smart veteran pass rushers will get there, like on this play against San Fran because Mike Macdonald was getting to Purdy all game with deceptive looks. 4th and 2 for San Fran in the 3rd quarter, kind of their last shot to have a chance in this game. It's going to have 7 guys threatening to blitz on this play, with Julian Love creeping down before the snap. And pre-snap, it looked like a cover 1 blitz, at least to me. Kobe Bryant covering the middle of the field, 3 corners guarding the trips on the right with Imanwari on Tonjes, but also as a blitz threat because he's moving closer to the line of scrimmage pre-snap. But it's a simulated pressure, of course it is, right? Imanwari stays on Tonjes, Julian Love drops back, and Ernest Jones drops back, but Ernest Jones is the key here. He lined up right over the center, so when the ball snapped, he was looking to block Jones, but realized too late that he was in position to do absolutely nothing on this play, leaving 101s everywhere, and especially Leonard Williams on Dominic Pooney, the 35th ranked guard in terms of PFF pass blocking grade, and allowed 30 pressures, which was 16th most out of 87 eligible guards. Leonard Williams makes quick work of him and takes down Purdy. Things like this will confuse the Patriots' poor offensive line. They do not have the personnel to block the simulated pressures an elite defense like this will bring. Drake will not have time to throw or too much room to scramble, and it can force turnover-worthy plays for the Patriots' offense. Sometimes, it's a simple inside loop that kills a pass play. Throughout this play, the coverage is working well until Devin Witherspoon has to drop back and help on a deep corner out by Jake Tonjes, which leaves Ricky Pearsall wide open. But here's the thing. They cover well enough for the exact amount of time needed for DeMarcus Lawrence to loop inside, although center runs into Trent Williams, thanks to Leonard Williams taking up that space, leaving a wide open gap for D-Law to get there and hit Purdy. Ball goes in the air and incomplete. Now, that one wasn't some Mike Macdonald crazy scheme. It was a simple loop, but it was showing how good the players on this defense are, and a mix of how mediocre San Fran's pass blocking is. And Macdonald does a similar DeMarcus Lawrence inside loop against the Rams. 2 high safeties again, which I believe to be a cover 2 match look. Leonard Williams is going to attack the guard, so he can win towards his outside shoulder and run into the tackle on purpose, who Lawrence doesn't even touch. He loops back inside of the guard, who actually picks him up pretty well here, but Stafford in the postseason was horrible against pressure. So when he tries to scramble out left, Big Cat won the rep against the tackle and set the edge, and Stafford had to move back inside, but he simply isn't quick enough to get his read or run away. DeMarcus Lawrence comes in, beating the guard off the stunt on this play, and strips the ball from Stafford on 3rd down, forcing a field goal after it's recovered by Kevin Dotson. Seattle is just a complete team. This coaching staff is elite. If Klint Kubiak is not a head coach in 2 weeks, he will be next year. Mike Macdonald is one of, if not the best defensive play callers in the NFL, mixed in with a great defensive unit and guys that are so versatile like Nicky Manwari, who's going to come up huge in this game because they need him to cover Hunter Henry as he lines up in the slot a lot, and so does Nicky Manwari. And Seattle is especially not great at guarding tight ends. So if Imanwari could shut down Hunter Henry and Austin Hooper, in all honesty, that helps their chances of shutting down this Patriots offense by so much. There's also a great supporting cast around Sam Darnold and Jaxon Smith-Njigba. It's just going to be hard to beat this team. They're favored to win Super Bowl 60 for a reason. If they can continue to dial up key plays against quarters, beat the man coverage looks New England might go back to, and stop Drake May from scrambling while getting to him with stunts and simulated pressures, amongst other defensive looks that they could bring out at any moment, the Lombardi Trophy will be going back to Seattle for the first time since Super Bowl 48.